Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is AJ. In today's video episode, we're going to cover something that's very crucial. At least I think this is one of the most crucial videos I'm making so far in this channel. And what we're going to talk about today is the subject of water. Water, water, water. Why is this so important? Water is so crucial to us that if you go not consuming water for 3 or 4 days, you basically die. Okay? You can survive 3 or more weeks without food, but go 3 or 4 days without water and you find yourself dead. So at least you have to take in some form of liquids so to remain alive, right? So let me go ahead and cover what's important here today. What I have here are containers that are BPA free, right? We have a 40-ounce container, a water bottle, and then we have a 3-gallon container that's reusable. It's a BPA free 3-gallon container. Okay, so that over here to the right happens to be called UXPEYEC, UXPEYEC 3-gallon container. And I've got that on Amazon for less than $27. We're shooting this film as of April the 4th of 2025, okay? And to the left is let me bring that over here, is a Ranger Pro, okay? What's interesting about this particular container is, and I haven't found anything like this, it's if you want to put something cold on it here, it will keep it cold for 60 hours. Then if you want to put something hot in here, like a coffee or a tea or something, and you want to keep it warm, it will keep it hot for 14 hours. Other containers that I bought, whether they keep it cold or they keep it hot, it doesn't do what this water bottle can do, okay? And so let's get this handle right here. I got this at Walmart for less than $20. I think it was like $16 or $17. And that's what that is. Now, to your right over here is a 3-gallon water container. This is also BPA free, and I'll cover what BPA means just a little bit, okay? And it came with this cleaner, okay? And what's unique about this container, it's got two things. It's got this spout over here so you can pour it over, and so that you can have maximum flow. It also has this relief valve here that you can keep open so that the flow comes through smoothly. And when you open this, it's got a large mouth opening. Do you see how big that is? You can literally stick your hand in there and really give this a good clean out if it ever gets dirty. And you can't typically do that in a water container. Okay, and that's what's nice about this. And when you're transporting this, what you do is you take this part off, you unscrew this, and you put this cap that's screwed inside of this. You take this off here, okay? And then you replace this with it and you put this on. So when you're transporting this, when the liquid sloshes around, it doesn't spill in your car. That's what's good about this. You will keep this sealed, okay? Because the other day my brother-in-law was just transporting some 5-gallon containers and it spilled in his car, and this makes a big mess in your vehicle, and you have to worry about mold and things like that. So with this, you don't have to worry about that, okay? So now, here's the next question I want to cover. How much water should you consume per day? Well, according to the Mayo Clinic, that if you're a female today, you should consume 2.7 liters or 91 ounces. And if you are a male, right, it's saying you should consume 3.7 liters, which is about 128 ounces per day if you're a male. Now, what I have discovered was that over to the years as I've studied health and so on, here's another method that I use for myself that I live by. That if you weigh 100 pounds, you take that in half, which is 50, and you convert that into ounces. So if you're 100 pound, whether you're male or female, because going by your weight, you cut that into half. Now it's 50. Then it's 50 ounces per day you should be consuming. If you're 200 pounds, right, then you cut that in half to 100, you should be drinking at least 100 ounces of water per day. Okay, and that's the principle you go by. You cut your weight in half and turn that into ounces. What's interesting about this particular subject is back in 1960s or so, about 50, 60 years ago, the average female weighed 140 pounds. That's the average female. The average male back in the 60s or so was about 170 pounds. Go turn that back now to today's time. Here we are in 2025. If you Google, the average weight for a female today is 170 pounds. It went from 140 to 170. And today's male went from 170 to 200 pounds is the average weight in the USA. All right. So what does that mean? That means today we have an epidemic going on called obesity. But that's a whole nother subject to go into. But what I want to cover next is how important is BPA, okay? Because what is exactly BPA? When you look up in Google what BPA is, a BPA stands for bisphenol A. So when it's BPA free, it does not have bisphenol A. And so what does that mean? That's a fancy word. Well, it's basically a chemical compound used in producing certain plastics such as food containers. It's in polycarbonate and it's in epoxy resin. They use that in making your food containers as well as your beverage containers and water bottles and so forth. So you don't want that bisphenol A, which is BPA compound, leaching into your water containers. So that's why you want to choose containers that are BPA free just to stay healthier. Okay. So those are just some hints that I talked about that is you might find helpful. Okay, like I said, I got this container. Nobody's paying me for this. I got this container at Walmart, and it's called the Ranger Pro for less than $17, I believe. Definitely less than $20. And then I've got that a 3-gallon container for $27 at Amazon. Okay, I don't know if they still sell it, but that's where it is. So if you can find containers that are BPA free, you're doing a decent job, or doing a better job keeping yourself alive much longer by staying away from these chemical compounds contaminating your water when you're drinking it. So if you're traveling on the road, or if you're camping, or you're doing van life, or you're just in the house, you can use these containers. Okay, another saving tip: you can go to Walmart or Publix or a grocery store, and they will have a vending machine. Right? Sometimes it's called Primo. And in the Primo vending machines, you just put 50 cents, right? And you can fill up 1-gallon container for 50 cents. 3-gallon containers such as this for $1.50, and a 5-gallon container is basically $2.50. Now that is way cheaper and more economically sound compared to these. I see these people on YouTube that are spending almost $1 or $2 for 1 gallon of container. To me, that's, you want to keep your money in your pocket, not taking it out, right? So there's a way for you to save money, and then it'll be healthier too, because these are BPA containers, BPA free containers, whereas those containers are not BPA free. So keep that in mind. So if you like the contents of this channel, you have enjoyed the health topics that we've covered today, please subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you a penny. Just hit that subscribe button, like this channel, make a comment and what you think about this channel. They'll give me some feedback in producing more videos for you. Okay, appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. Until then, we'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.